Hello folks, welcome to part 2 of Rewriting History from the Illuminati Card deck. Picking up where I left off on part 1, I want to say that there is a big discrepancy, seems to be. Somebody's making waves as to what this actually says here on the spine, okay? There seems to be a little bit of debate. Well, I'm going to end that debate. This is going to put a rest to it right now, beyond any shadow of any doubt. Okay. First of all, this doesn't say 20th century. Okay, and I'm going to prove that. This is an L. There's no question about that, no matter how you slice it. I'm going to show you several images. Look how I'm backing it out. Okay? We're going to see what the rest of it says. Okay? But that first word is an L. It's not a Y. And you know why? Because of this. This says Ministry of Truth backwards. Okay? That's been long established by many here on YouTube over the years. There's no question. And it says Ministry of Truth, but look, here's a Y. Here's a Y right here. This Y is pixelated too. Just like it would look, okay? Just like a Y would look if it was over here. And guess what? It's not. No matter how you look at it, no matter how you slice it, it's not a Y. So that takes care of that, okay? If this was 20th century, this would look like this over here, what I just showed you, okay? At the end of Ministry of Truth, okay? Now, that's the first thing. The second thing is that I worked for Borders Books and Music for almost 2 years, late 90s, early 2000s, okay? I know that the spine of books always go from the top down, not the other way around. This individual sent me an email stating that two things that wasn't true. One was it went from the bottom up. Two, and this was a Y. Neither are true, okay? I know the way books are printed, and they are printed from the top down, okay? Case in point, here's a book right here, Ancient History. I'm going to tilt the camera so I can show you the rest of it. Ancient History, okay? It's a real book. It's a textbook, okay? And the textbook was written by J.M. Roberts. It's from the University of Tennessee, okay? And I also have 80 books in my collection, or thereabouts, 80, of somewhere around there, 80 to 100, and they're all like that, top down, okay? So I don't want to get into anything more. There's nothing more left to say here, okay, except to show you the rest of the what I found, okay? I made a note of putting this up here just to show you that the track record that I was looking for everyone that I could find. Okay, there's a clearer one later, which I'll show. This is a blurry image. Okay, we're looking at a blurry image here, and you can still see, even in a blurry image, you can still see there's no Y of any kind shows up there. Even this, you can even see. You can see how it forms the edges here and here. Okay, so moving along, here's one I found with the printed part cut off, but the rest of the picture is still there. Okay, here it is again. You can see this is another image altogether. Like I said, I went through Bing, Google, and Yahoo searching for images to make sure that I didn't miss anything, okay? and you can see the L very clearly, the bar, one bar here and the other bar on the other side. And let me turn the camera back over here. And you could see that in this same one of the Y is right here. You could see there's a clear difference. No question about it. Here's the one that this individual sent me about 2.5 weeks ago that claimed that they weren't altered. Okay? Well, actually, this person said that the first one wasn't altered, and they put it in the, you know, real arrogant, you know. I can even show you the email if I have to embarrass this individual, you know, even more than they're going to be embarrassed now. But this was altered. This picture was altered, and there seems to have been a great effort to make this look like 20th century. Okay, you can even see there's a curve here, and there's a little spot here it was totally manipulated, totally. And even the Y doesn't even look the same. Yeah, it was photoshopped. That's what it was. That's all this was. Okay, here's one from a website. It's kind of blurry, otherwise I wouldn't, I'm not going to go into that. I'm just showing you what's out there. Okay, here's one from the Texas Board of Education. It says here in March 2010. This is an image somebody put up from 2010. Okay, we're talking 9 years ago. Blowing it up, you could see no Y. Nothing in sight. Not at all. Not at all. Here's the Y right here. Not even the same. Clearly not the same. And I'll take it a step further. Let's look at it now. You would think that this being from Texas Board of Education, you know, well, actually it's from, that's what it said on the bottom, March 2010. But anyway, you would think that they'd want to get it as clear as possible, okay? Now, let's take a look at this, shall we? Okay, if you guys out there had to make an educated guess as to what this says, I'm pretty sure a good bit of you are gonna agree that this says living, because I don't see how you possibly can't. And you got to admit, this at least is an L. Looks like an L, clearly. I mean, you could see that there's no other way that you can make this into a Y. I just showed you. Okay. This looks like it could be a small I. Look at this. Look at this right here. This is there's an opening right here. This appears to be a V. A small I, small N, and a G. You know, it appears it could look like it's either a big G or a small G. This is just, who knows what this is. They just probably put that like that to confuse everybody, so we wouldn't know what it is. It's really not legible. Okay. However, okay, there are other ones that look very clear, and I can put that in up and coming. This does appear to look like a small B, or perhaps a big B. I don't know, but from what I can see here, this really looks like a B and an I. Now, I'm not sure, but maybe they didn't want to make it too obvious. They wanted to leave it as such, so it would be a mystery. Here's the other one that was altered. This is the one. This is the one that this individual claims that definitely was altered, and this is the same one. Actually, there was two. So you could see it's not the same. Okay. And here's the one with they obviously did something with the contrast or everything else, but look, it's even more pathetic. You can even see. Look at that. They really made an effort. Look at that. This is even, it's even curved. I can see it from the, I'm looking at this through the camera. It looks even more curved through the camera viewer than it does probably to you guys. I don't know, but it looks like it to me. It curved, though. I mean, it's just, it's totally manipulated. I mean, completely. Totally photoshopped to the max, you know? It's pathetic. It really is pathetic. Now, moving on to the second point, okay? The Living Bible, okay? Let's suppose they were trying to give us a hint that it does say the Living Bible, okay? Before I, well, let's go ahead and just do this. It says here, textual basis, paraphrase of the American Standard Version, 1901, with comparisons of other translations, including the King James Version and some Greek texts. Okay? 1971. Apparently, this is a very important Bible that came out. Okay? Back in the day. I would say so. It's got 380 million results in Google. Right here. You could, I don't know if you guys could see it, but too well. But it says 380 million. That's a lot. That's a heck of a lot. It really is. Apparently, this Bible, when it came out in 71, apparently this was one of the considered the best Bible to, outside of the King James that was written in plain simple English. Okay. Now, also, there's one more thing I want to point out before I close the video. Nikola Tesla, who I consider was the most brilliant man to walk the face of the earth besides what Jesus was, no question. I consider him, since he's God, I consider he was the most brilliant man that ever existed. However, Nikola Tesla, being a mere mortal, I consider he was. Okay, because it wasn't Albert Einstein, because Albert Einstein is on record saying, when they asked him, how does it feel to be the smartest man in the world? He actually said, I don't know. Ask Nikola Tesla. So even Albert Einstein knew it. All right. Now, with that said, Nikola Tesla said that everything is moving. Solids are not really the solids that you think they are. They're moving. Okay, molecules and atoms, it's all about physics, okay? I had to read up and learn a lot about this stuff because I didn't really have a background in it, okay? But we're living in an age now where you can, if you want to put in the effort, you can find out these things. Everything in a solid form is actually obviously made up of molecules, atoms, whatever, and they really are in a moving. They can be manipulated. They're in a moving state. It's vibration. I think you guys get what I mean. Okay, could this be a indication of what they were trying to say here with the Living Bible in this image? It could be. It very well could be. I think it is. I think it's a hint. Because, first of all, this waste paper basket, like I said in part 1, is a pretty good clue. I don't see hardly any of these. I've been in office, I've worked in office buildings, I've been a lot of places, I've been around quite a bit, and I can tell you that if I saw one of these, that would be too much. 99.9% of the world wouldn't be using a waste paper basket like this. It's got, main reason is it's got holes in it. Hello? Does that make any sense? Because it doesn't make any logical sense to me to have a waste paper basket with holes in it. Okay? This looks just like a grid to parallel universe, like I said in part 1. Okay? So you guys can, you know, see and hear what I said about that. All right? That just makes the most sense to me. Okay? I think that's what they're trying to tell us. Okay? So, to close this video out, here's the deal. They made this card, and they said they were going to rewrite history, and they are doing it through the Mandela Effect. That they caused, by the way. And I'm totally convinced CERN and D-Wave are behind this. If you could put the evidence in solid form and make it the size of the Titanic, it'd be enough to sink 10 of them. I mean, there's so much evidence that they are responsible for this, directly or indirectly. It's overwhelming, okay? So if they are, and this is an Illuminati card deck telling you that they did, then they're obviously got some kind of connections to the Illuminati. It's plain and pure and simple. Okay? So I'm going to close out the video. You guys have a good evening or a good morning whenever you're viewing this. Stay sane and stay blessed.